My name is Nathan. Until that night, I thought I had the patience of a saint. I had been married to Olivia for 4 years. While we were far from perfect, I always believed we had a level of respect that could carry us through any storm. She was fiery, witty, and loved to push boundaries. And most of the time, I loved her for it. But lately, those jokes had been landing in a way that didn't feel playful anymore. It started small. Little digs about me forgetting to do the dishes, teasing me about my receding hairline, laughing with her friends when I tripped over our dog in the kitchen. Harmless stuff, right? I let it slide because marriage is about not sweating the small stuff. But over the past few months, her jokes started crossing into territory that felt less like humor and more like disrespect. That night, we were at a friend's dinner party in Richmond, Virginia. There were maybe 8 of us sipping wine, sharing stories, laughing over a charcuterie board. Someone cracked a joke about bad first dates, and one of Olivia's friends asked what her worst date ever was. Without missing a beat, she smiled and said, "Oh, definitely the guy who wouldn't stop talking about himself. Well, him and Nathan tied for last place." Everyone laughed, and I forced a chuckle, but my stomach tightened. Then came the joke that turned my world on its axis. The conversation had somehow shifted toward relationships and intimacy. Olivia, already a few glasses in, leaned back, smirked, and said, "Well, at least my ex was bigger." She said it casually, like it was the funniest throwaway line in the world. The table went silent for half a second. Then there was that awkward, scattered laughter. The kind where people don't know if they should laugh or leave the room. My ears were ringing. My chest felt tight. I didn't say a word. I didn't storm out or yell. I just sat there smiling faintly, pretending it didn't bother me. But inside, something cracked. That night, I drove home in silence. Olivia tried to play it off, joking, calling me too sensitive. But I didn't respond. I wasn't angry, not yet. I was planning. I spent the entire night staring at the ceiling, listening to Olivia breathe softly beside me as if nothing had happened. My mind replayed her words over and over. At least my ex was bigger. It wasn't just the joke. It was the look on her face when she said it. Smug, almost proud, like humiliating me in front of our friends was some kind of achievement. The next morning, I didn't bring it up. Not because I had forgiven her, but because I wanted her to think I had. I kissed her on the forehead before work, made her coffee, even texted her at lunch asking how her day was going. If she noticed anything off about me, she didn't show it. But when I was alone, I started planning exactly what I would say. Not an outburst, not a screaming match. No, I wanted her to feel the weight of her own words, to understand that respect isn't optional in a marriage. That weekend, we were invited to another get-together, this time at our house in Charlottesville, Virginia. I made sure everything was perfect. I grilled steaks, poured wine, kept the music upbeat. Olivia was in her element, laughing, tossing her hair, playing hostess. At one point, one of our friends asked how we kept our marriage so strong. Olivia grinned and started to open her mouth, probably to make another funny remark at my expense. But I cut her off gently. "You know what keeps our marriage strong?" I said, my voice calm, almost conversational. Mutual respect. At least, that's what I thought we had. The room went quiet. Olivia blinked, thrown off. "Nathan," she started, but I didn't let her finish. I looked straight at her and said, "You know, last week you joked about your ex being bigger. I've been thinking about that a lot. And I realized something. You're right. He was bigger. Bigger at cheating, bigger at lying, bigger at treating you like garbage. And still, you're here with me. Her face went pale. The smile slid right off. No one moved. No one spoke. Olivia's mouth opened, then closed again. I stayed calm, not raising my voice, not looking away. You stood there, I continued, in front of people who respect you, and you turned our marriage into a punchline. I laughed with you that night, but I haven't been able to look at you the same since. Olivia's eyes were wide now, panic creeping into them. Nathan, I didn't mean... She started, but I interrupted softly. You did, and even if you didn't, that's the problem. You didn't think about what it would mean to me. You didn't think about how it would feel to have the person I trust most make me the butt of a joke about my worth as a man. The room was so quiet, I could hear the hum of the refrigerator. You know what I've decided? I asked, still calm. I'm done laughing it off. I'm done pretending disrespect is just funny. If you want to be with someone you can compare to your ex, go find him. Because I'd rather be alone than sit here and let you chip away at me one joke at a time. Her friends were frozen, unsure whether they should leave or stay. Olivia's face crumbled. She reached for my hand, but I didn't take it. Nathan, I'm sorry, she said, her voice shaking now. I was just trying to be funny. I didn't think... That's just it, I said quietly. You didn't think. And if this marriage is going to survive, that has to change. Right there, right now, tears welled up in her eyes. She nodded quickly, the usual fire in her completely gone. I promise, she whispered. I finally leaned back, breaking the tension just enough for everyone to exhale. I turned to our guests, gave them a polite smile, and said, Sorry about that. Who needs dessert? The night went on awkwardly after that. But Olivia didn't make another joke. Not that night. Not for a long time after. And for the first time in months, I felt like I had taken back something I'd been quietly losing all along. My self-respect.